Welcome back. It is Monday, November 11th in the NBA. My three best bets are on the way. In this video, 2 player props plus a spread pick that we love for Monday's slate of action. Kind of a shorter slate because the NBA Cup is tomorrow. If you don't know what the NBA Cup is, we'll talk about that tomorrow. It's just the, mid-season tournament that the NBA has experimented with last year. It was pretty successful. So they'll be doing it this year. But either way, we'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. We do need to recap of how we did on Sunday. We were so close to a big day. Jeremy Grant over 1.5 threes. I almost threw something. The man was 1 for 7 from 3. He finally makes his last one. He makes 2. The Blazers made 4 threes last night. They went 4 for 40. Woof. Heat plus 8.5. Keep the points. They went outright. Spread picks heating up. We've hit 3 straight spreads to try to go for a 4th straight today. Draymond, we had his over 6.5 points. He ended with 8 points. We had a little sprinkle on the 10 plus. He didn't score the final, I think, 17 minutes of the game. Played enough minutes in there, just didn't really get any shots. He had 11 assists, so he didn't really need to shoot. Lillard, bad read. Cade Cunningham, annoying. He ended with 9 assists. He had 5 going into the fourth quarter. I watched that fourth. I don't think they missed a single shot off of his passes. And the final one was like a contested layup. Isaiah Stewart just yeeted it into the basket. So dumb. But either way, we'll get back and the unders will cash soon. It's just been a little bit unlucky. I feel like we're eventually going to get some luck. I feel like the reads have been pretty good the last few days. Kind of translated into some winners. Today's a 3-0 card. Let's dive into the picks. One last reminder. We have a Dolphins and Rams Monday Night Football video live on the channel. You can go check it out. I posted it last night. I got a player prop and a same game parlay over there. Okay week in the NFL so far. Hoping to wrap up week 10 with a 2-0 card. So I'll link that video at the top of the description. But I got 2 props, and I'll throw it to Logan for a spread pick of the day. And then we'll talk about a couple of leans, some plays that I almost picked, but I don't want to have a huge card on a Monday, which is only like a 5-game slate. First pick of the day, Jalen Green over 20.5 points, minus 128 on FanDuel. I like this. This arguably you could say is my best bet of the day. I'm only doing 1 unit on Jalen Green. I like him at 21.5. The reason I'm sticking to 1 unit is because this game does have some blowout potential here against the Wizards, and it could be a blowout. I'm not too worried about it being a blowout, and I'll talk about why, but I'll stick to just 1 unit here until we get red hot. And then when we get hot, we'll start to up the units when we're really seeing the board well. I feel like we're seeing the board well. A hot streak is coming, but I'd rather not start forcing more units out there when we don't need to. Jalen Green and the Rockets are back at home, coming off a game yesterday against the Pistons. Both these two teams are on a back-to-back. The Wizards on one as well. Green has had a slow November, though. 7, 15, 21, 14, and 15 points. So under in 4 or 5. He's averaged about 15 field goal attempts per game and about 3 free throw attempts per game, but he's only shooting 33% and 28% from 3. So we're like, Austin, why the heck are we backing a guy that can't buy a bucket? Well, you look at the matchups he's faced. He's faced some very tough matchups. He's faced the Warriors, the Knicks, the Spurs, Thunder, and Pistons. I'd argue Warriors, Knicks, and Thunder are 3 of the top defenses in the league. Spurs are a team he had already faced twice already this season. Still hit the over. He had 21 points against them, but he had dropped 30 against them the previous 2 matchups. So, of course, that's a tough spot. And the Pistons, very slow-paced game, and he didn't shoot the ball too well yesterday. So, really, I look at this. I think this is the best matchup we will see, and that's why we're getting a discounted line against the Washington Wizards. We saw last year, Jalen Green destroyed them. We would know that because we took his over in one of the games. And in 2 games versus Washington last year, Jalen Green, 37 and 42 points on 23 and 21 field goal attempts. And if you're concerned about a blowout, well, the Rockets covered the spread in both those 2 games. They won by 16 and 23. Today, the spread's about 12.5 or 13.5. So, again, if it's going to be a blowout, someone's going to have to score. And I think Jalen Green has a terrific matchup here. The Wizards, no interior defense. They really only have one decent defender, in my opinion. That's Bilal Koulibaly, and maybe he guards Jalen Green, but I'm not too worried about it. They'll have a ton of screens set, and Jalen Green leads this Rockets team in drives per game. When you're driving to the hoop against a team that doesn't have a lot of rim protection, you're probably going to have success. So, look, I think Jalen Green gets back to what we saw from him in October when he was hitting this over. I think in all 5 games he played in October. Also, it is just too good of a matchup to pass up on. 13 players this season have attempted 15 or more shots, field goal attempts versus the Wizards. 10 of those 13 hit the over. The only 3 that went under, Kuminga, Reese O'Shea, and Trae Young, who shot 2 for 15. Obviously, Kuminga and Reese O'Shea, not really guys that I equate to having a similar game to Jalen Green. Guards that have had decent volume against the Wizards have had good success. I think this is a spot where we see Jalen Green get back to what we've seen from him early on in the season, coming off a string of bad matchups. This is the perfect spot for him to bounce back at home. I think he drops 25 points. I almost took him for 25 and 30. 25 was plus 180. 30 was like plus 490 or something like that. I just ended up really just wanting to 20.5. But I think Jalen Green is in for a massive bounce back spot. The shots will start to fall, and I think they start falling tonight against the Washington Wizards. I like his over in points. My second play before we get into a spread pick is going to be my under. And I swear, man, if we lose this on some garbage, I'll probably have to throw something. James Harden under 22.5 points, minus 120 on DraftKings. I also like this at 21.5. I'm playing this for 1 unit. I also like his over and rebounds plus assists, which is like 14.5. I think it's a much better matchup for the rebounds and assists than it is for James Harden to score. And I'll talk about why I'm fading James Harden here. And I swear if he shoots 65%, I'm going to throw something, because that's been my luck on unders. And eventually, that luck's going to change. You'll get guys that just can't miss when you take their under. Then you have swear off unders. The next thing you know, you're betting overs and they can't buy a bucket. At Damian Lillard. Let's talk about Harden so far. In the last 5 games, he scored 12, 17, 18, 22, and 24 points. His only over, technically if you took it at 21.5, he went over in 2 games, was a game against the Raptors when he got 15 or 13 free throw attempts. Obviously, if Harden gets 13 free throw attempts, we're going to be cooked. But my hope is that the Thunder can keep their hands to themselves. Now, sad news for the Thunder, Chet Holmgren, it appears he's out 8 to 10 weeks, maybe even longer, as he has a fracture in his hip. I believe that's what I saw. That's tough, and that's going to make a defense. That's going to take a hit to their interior defense. But on the flip side, I don't necessarily know if it affects their perimeter defense. In fact, I think it might help their perimeter defense, because we think about Chet. He's not going out there and guarding, point guards. However, who are they going to replace for Chet Holmgren? My guess is maybe Aaron Wiggins. So you're going to have 5 guys on the court. We're probably going to be looking at Shea, Jalen Williams. Then you're probably going to have Lou Dort, maybe Isaiah Joe, and then Aaron Wiggins, or one of those other guys out there, or Alex Caruso. You're going to play like a 7-8 man rotation. They probably don't even have a center going in the lineup, if I'm being honest. So you're going to see every guy out on the court be able to defend James Harden and be able to defend him pretty well. I think that kind of matches up with what happened the first time Harden faced OKC earlier this year, 12 points. Harden also scores 45% of his points via isolation or in the pick and roll, where the Thunder rank first defensively. And that was with Chet Holmgren. Obviously, now no Chet, but also you'll have a bunch of guys maybe blitzing James Harden if he drives, and he'll have to kick it to some shooters. That's basically what the Thunder give up, is a lot of catch and shoot opportunities. So look for guys like Derrick Jones Jr. or Terrence Mann, or maybe even Norm Powell to get those shot attempts. But I don't see James Harden getting a ton of field goal attempts. The only method of scoring where I really see him having success is getting to the free throw line. That's where he scores 25% of his points. Thunder ranks 17th defensively there. So again, you're going to have Lou Dort likely start on James Harden. Off the bench, you'll have Alex Caruso. You have a slew of other guys that can defend him pretty well. He's going to have a perimeter defender that's in like the 95th percentile or even better, basically every single possession. So to go over this, Harden's going to have to be played pretty well. He's going to have to make some shots, going to get to the free throw line too. If one of those things doesn't happen, doesn't get the free throw line, or he's just not making his shots, I don't see him going over this line. So I'll take his under. Also, the Thunder coming off a loss, facing a Clippers team I'm not a big fan of. We could see a bounce back spot where we could see them blow them out. So you never know. We'll take the under, though, at 22.5 points at minus 120 on DraftKings. Now I'm going to throw it to Logan for his favorite spread pick of the day. Heat plus 8.5. Keep the points. They won outright yesterday. We love to see that. Logan's getting on a heater with the spread picks, and he's got another one cooked up for you, another underdog. Let's see if they can win outright. Logan, what do you got?
We had a great cash with the Heat plus the points. Actually, you could keep the points. They went outright. Let's continue being red hot in spread picks. Don't look now. We are finally heating up to the point I wanted to be, where we're stringing some winners together. And I have another underdog that fits my system. I'm taking the Bulls plus 8.5, minus 120 odds on BetMGM. Currently your best value. Now it could be 7.5 or it could be 8 on your book. Again, I'll play the extra little 10 cents of juice to get that key number of 8 and the hook. We've had great success cashing our last 3 underdogs in that 7 to 8 point spread range. Again, I think these lines are a little bit soft when it comes to these underdogs. I think there's value on certain underdogs in certain spots, and this is a spot I see value in Chicago. This is Cleveland's 3rd game in 4 nights. Again, they are a juggernaut. We cannot deny that. 11-0, haven't lost a game. But the Bulls do have the offense to be able to keep up with the Cavs. I'm not saying they went outright like the Heat did for us last night, but I think they still keep this one competitive. Cleveland 9-2 against the spread. Chicago 4-6 ATS. So obviously you've got Cleveland being a juggernaut. I am stepping in front of the train. I'm stepping in front of the buzzsaw on this one because I still think they have the guys to be able to do it. Levine is probable. Hopefully he does play. The offense is 12th in points per game, 1st in pace. I really do like the fact that they play fast and they're able to score, because pushing the pace will hopefully neutralize Cleveland's half-court defense. Again, that's one of the strengths of this Cleveland team, is definitely their defense. Bulls defense not up to par, which is why they're catching this many points. But the Bulls have the 3-point shooting to be able to keep up with Cleveland, 5th in attempts, ninth in field goal percentage. By comparison, Cleveland first in field goal percentage from three. So they have to be efficient. The looks will be there. Do the shots fall tonight? Hopefully they do. I still think the Bulls are able to make several threes in this one. Also, the Bulls aren't too bad on the boards as well. They're fifth in rebounds per game. That's crucial against those guys down in the paint for Cleveland. I like the Bulls plus the points in the spot. It fits the formula, and we have been getting quietly hot on spread picks. So hopefully we can make it another winner with another underdog. Love this as my best bet of the day. But Austin, throwing back to you for another prop winner.
Hey, let's go Chicago Bulls. Now, I'm going to talk about a couple leans. I'm not going to add these to the plays. We're just going to have the 3 plays in the video. James Harden under, Jalen Green over, and we got Bulls plus 8.5. A couple leans, though. In that Bulls game, I liked Vucevic over in rebounds at 9.5. Historically done pretty well against the Cavaliers. He's going to be needed for size. The reason I didn't do it is because I don't want to take his over in rebounds and have the Cavaliers in can't miss mode, and then that will obviously jeopardize Logan's pick. Another lean I looked at, Domantas Sabonis over in PRAs. It's 37.5. I don't mind that one. He's historically played pretty well against the Spurs. I just didn't want to do it because that spread's a little bit weird. And DeMar DeRozan kind of annoying, but Malik Monk could miss this game. And then the final one, Nicholas Claxton to score 10 points over 9.5. I mean, the Pelicans, they don't play any paint defense. If Ben Simmons wasn't active, this would be on the card, but he is active and he'll steal a lot of minutes from Claxton. Still think Claxton can give you 10 points in like 20, 25 minutes. So those are 3 leans. Again, the only picks I'll track towards my record, and that will have tonight. Jalen Green's over, James Harden's under, and the Bulls plus 8.5. Those are 3 picks. Good luck. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll have a big slate, and we'll talk more about the NBA Cup then. Have a great day. Good luck on your Monday picks, and go check out my Dolphins and Rams video right there. Let's have a day. See you guys back tomorrow with the Brooms app. Peace.